Okay. Good morning. Welcome to the water soluble vitamin class. Keep distance. Social distance is all the most important. Stay in the home and eat balanced diet with all vitamins and minerals. And don't forget about protein and iron also. So today's class is about thiamine.
మీరు చెప్పేస్తున్నా చెప్పండి చెప్పండి ఒకసారి అవనే ఉంది సార్ పర్లేదు కానీ ఇక్కడ ఆప్షన్ దొరకలేదు అది ప్రాబ్లం వెడ్డింగ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్లో ఏం చేయాలో నాకు తెలియట్లేదు ఇంకెక్కడున్నాయో తెలియట్లేదు అబ్జర్వేషన్ సెక్యూరిటీ ఉందా ఇంకా అవ్వండి సార్ ఏం చేయాలి ఇంకా వాళ్ళు ఆయుర్వేదంలో వస్తే ఎప్పుడైపోయింది వాళ్ళకి ఎగ్జామ్ అయ్యి
13 నిమిషాలు ఎక్స్ట్రా కొట్టడమే నేను తిండి మానేసి ఎక్స్ట్రా కొట్టేస్తాను దాంతో
రాలేదు సార్ వస్తున్నాను సార్ హలో సార్ సార్ చెప్పండి
So welcome for today's class on water soluble vitamins, and today we are going to learn about vitamin B1 thiamine. thiamine. It's not thymine. Thiamine you know pretty well. So this is thiamine, water soluble vitamin. So in this COVID-19 time, all of you should keep yourself in lockdown, and all of you should take very good food enriched with all vitamins and vitamin C also, and all of you should take proteins and as far as possible some iron also, isn't it? So now welcome to this water soluble vitamin class. Ori babu idi kadalram ledu. అయిపోయి ఈ టైంలో ఇంతే 4 గంటల దాకా నడుస్తుంటుంది క్లాస్. ఆల్ ఇంటర్నెట్ బ్లాక్ అన్ని బ్లాక్. Vitamins are essential organic compounds that are required in diet for health, growth and reproduction. And vitamins cannot be synthesized by animals including human beings, and they are essentially required in diet. Vitamins are synthesized from plants and microorganisms also. Vitamin K and several of the B complex vitamins can be synthesized in our body by intestinal bacteria. That's why we call them as helpful bacteria in the intestines. So when we are taking strong antibiotics, broad-spectrum antibiotics, these antibiotics may kill away all this intestinal flora which are useful, and we have to replenish the intestinal flora for a quick recovery and fast help enriching. That's why we have to accept the Sporlac DS, double strength of Lactobacillus acidophilus, available as tablets. So vitamin K and several of the B complex vitamins can be synthesized in our body by intestinal microorganisms, intestinal flora. Mouse తిప్పితే వెళ్ళిపోద్దా ఏ తరగం లేదు. So biochemist C. Funk in 1912 identified a chemical substance, thiamine, in rice polishings that was found to cure the nutritional deficiency disease beriberi. Vitamin B1 is known as thiamine. It's an essential nutrient needed by the human body for the normal functioning of several of the organ systems. So in 1912, he identified that in rice polishings, it was found to cure many of the nutritional deficiency diseases like beriberi. In 1926, Johnson and Donath isolated thiamine in pure crystalline form from rice polishings. In 1936, R.R. Williams determined the chemical structure of thiamine. So you can find out the source. So free thiamine is a basic substance, contains of thiazole ring and pyrimidine ring. It's a sulfur-containing vitamin. Sometimes in the examinations, write about the sulfur-containing vitamin. Its daily sources, its recommended daily allowances and deficiency disorders and biochemical functions. Like that, the examination, the essay question will be given. So remember, it's a sulfur-containing vitamin. Chemically, thiamine is 2,5-dimethyl, 6-amino-pyrimidine, 4-methyl, 5-hydroxyethyl thiazole. So in biochemistry examination, you should be able to write down the chemical name for thiamine as 2,5-dimethyl, 6-amino-pyrimidine, 4-methyl, 5-hydroxyethyl thiazole. In animal tissues, thiamine largely occurs as thiamine pyrophosphate, TPP. TPP is the active coenzyme for thiamine. So this is the structure. So biosynthesis, it is synthesized in the plants, yeast and bacteria. It's not synthesized in human beings, hence that should be supplied by diet. Intestinal flora can synthesize this vitamin. Whenever we have gastrointestinal disorders like diarrhea, and whenever we are taking broad spectrum antibiotics for lengthier times, for 10-15 days unexpectedly, we have to replenish the bacterial flora by taking the Lactobacillus acidophilus through oral route. So free thiamine absorption occurs primarily in the proximal small intestine, and it's transported via portal blood to the liver, and lesser extent in other tissues like muscle, brain, and nucleated red blood cells. We don't have nucleated red blood cells, but the fowls are having the nucleated red blood cells, ewes. So they'll have the rich supply synthesis of vitamin B1. In tissues actively phosphorylated to thiamine pyrophosphate. So this free thiamine will be actively phosphorylated to thiamine pyrophosphate in all the tissues. So these are all the things that will richly supply all the B1 for all of us. So in the stomach, small intestines, and in the large intestines, so thiamine is B1, thiamine pyrophosphate is this one. So intracellular phosphorylation reaction requires mainly thiamine pyrophosphate enzymes. So free thiamine will be thyminokinase with the help of ATP. So it will be converted into thiamine pyrophosphate. And this one, another phosphoryl transferase from ATP, it will convert thiamine pyrophosphate to thiamine triphosphate, TPP. And it will take again thiamine triphosphatase to convert it back to TPP. And TMP will be given. So it is undergoing recirculation like this. So free thiamine present in blood is approximately 1 nanogram per 100 ml. TPP present in nucleated red blood cells contains 6 to 12 nanograms per 100 ml. It is present in free and combined form, and it's present in highest concentration in heart, liver, and kidneys. That we call them as organ meat. Heart, liver, and kidneys are called as organ meat. So it's present in lowest concentration in skeletal muscle and brain. So remember all these things specifically. So total amount of thiamine stored in the body is approximately 25 milligrams. Biologically active form of thiamine pyrophosphate acts as a coenzyme in metabolic reactions. So it acts as a coenzyme to the enzyme pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, and which converts pyruvic acid to acetyl-CoA, oxidative decarboxylation. And deficiency of TPP increases the pyruvate and lactate in the blood, because once it is blocked due to non-availability of B1, all the things will be accumulating in the blood. So a deficiency of TPP increases pyruvate and lactate in the blood. So pyruvate decarboxylation, and then pyruvate dehydrogenase action, dihydrolipoyl transacetylase action, dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase action. These are all the things that you are knowing about PDC or PDH. You know PDC and PDH very well. So it acts as a coenzyme to alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. This is another multi-enzyme complex. It converts alpha-ketoglutarate to succinyl-CoA in oxidative decarboxylation. All these things are covered in metabolism. So TPP also acts as a coenzyme with the enzyme transketolase in HMP pathway of glucose metabolism, and deficiency of TPP accumulates pentose sugars in the red blood cells. So thiamine is also required as for amino acid tryptophan metabolism. For the activity of enzyme tryptophan pyrrolase, thiamine is important. So TPP is also required for oxidative decarboxylation of alpha keto acid derivatives of branched chain amino acids, valine, lysine, and isoleucine. These are the branched chain amino acids. So thiamine mostly involves in the carbohydrate metabolism. So the requirement of thiamine increases with higher intake of carbohydrate diet. When we are taking basically large amounts of carbohydrate diets, basically for all the tropical country people like Indians, we are depending on carbohydrate for source of all requirement of glucose. So recommended daily allowance for adults is 1 to 1.5 milligrams per deciliter. During pregnancy and lactation, it has to go up to 2 milligrams per day. And for children, it should be taken 0.4 milligrams at least per day, and it can go up to 1.3 milligrams per day. So remember, for adults, 1 to 1.5 milligrams. Pregnancy and lactation, 2 milligrams. Children, 0.4 to 1.3 milligrams per day. So dietary sources, whole grain cereals, yeast, legumes, oil seeds, and nuts. These are the important dietary sources for vegetarians. And the main source of thiamine is in the diet of Indians are cereals, rice and wheat. Aileron layer of cereals is very rich in thiamine. You know pretty well about the husk, hull, and aileron layer of cereals. Animal foods like pork, beef, sheep, liver are good sources of thiamine. So thiamine can be destroyed if the diet containing thiaminases are taken. So the thiaminase containing diets are dry fish, So the dry fish will cleave the pyrimidine ring from the thiazole ring and destroy the availability of vitamin. That's why dry fish taking is detrimental to health. These enzymes are present in tea, coffee, and raw fish and other seafoods. So not only on the raw fish and the dry fish, it's also present in tea, coffee, and raw fish. So we should not take raw fish. Everything should be cooked decently. So consuming of more tea and coffee can lower the body stores of vitamin. So we should not take frequent sips of coffee and tea. So remedies for beriberi: brown rice, milk, balanced diet, legumes, rice bran, brown bread. So these are the things that we have to remember. And these are the nails that will show the picture like this when B1 is deficient. Thiamine deficiency occurs in people who take highly polished rice, and most of the times the hostlers don't accept if the rice is little bit brown, or if the rice servings are a little bit brown. They want only highly polished, whatever may be the cost of it, they want only highly polished. So they are losing. Polished rice will not have any thiamine. That's why they will be slowly going on for thiamine deficiency. So its deficiency occurs in chronic alcoholism. Alcohol reduces the absorption of thiamine and interrupts the synthesis of thiamine pyrophosphate also. So prolonged thiamine deficiency causes beriberi. I cannot bear. This is the body pains. The people will be suffering with body pains. And the Sinhalese people in Ceylon, they will be crying out, I cannot bear this, I cannot bear this. So the pains they cannot bear. The Sinhalese language is beriberi. Thiamine deficiency is characterized by mild thiamine deficiency causes weakness and gastrointestinal disturbances. Moderate deficiency causes peripheral neuropathy, mental confusion, and ataxia. Severe deficiency causes severe neuromuscular and cardiovascular disorders that we call it as, in severe deficiency of thiamine, beriberi. Beriberi is categorized into 3 types. Wet beriberi. It's characterized by cardiovascular signs and symptoms like edema of the legs, face, trunk, and serous cavities. See how the pitting edema is seen on the dorsal aspect of the foot. And you see this gross edema of legs, face, trunk. So neuromuscular system in dry beriberi is present with muscle wasting. All the muscles will be wasted, and degeneration and demyelination of sensory and motor nerves. The lower limbs are worstly affected by the neuropathy, and walking becomes difficult. They should be carried on stretcher. So infantile beriberi is seen with infants of thiamine deficient mothers where the milk is deficient in thiamine. Infantile beriberi occurs suddenly and severely, presenting with sleeplessness, restlessness, vomitings, and convulsions. Baby kinkapatti edustundu antare. These are all the slow manifestations, chronic manifestations of chronic thiamine deficiency. The baby cries that resembles abdominal colic. ఏదో కడుపు నొప్పి వచ్చేస్తుంది బేబీకి అని అన్ని మందులు పోషిస్తారు నోట్లో. So Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, inadequate intake and impaired intestinal absorption of thiamine in chronic alcoholics results in CNS manifestations. In acute stage of this disease, we call it as Wernicke encephalopathy, and clinical manifestations include ophthalmoplegia, paralysis of extraocular muscles, and cerebellar ataxia. In chronic stages known as Korsakoff psychosis, clinical features include mental impairment resulting in loss of memory, amnesia. When both occurs together, the condition is referred to as Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. So vitamin B1 was discovered in 1933 by Robert Williams. Vitamin B1 main role act as catalyst in main reaction which converts blood sugar into energy. B1 can be sourced from brown rice, green vegetables, pork, whole grain products. We have to wait. Giri should come and add the continuation classes. అయిపోయింది, నేను అదే చెప్తాను కదా, అనుకుంటే నీకు అర్థం కదా, మళ్ళీ ప్రశ్నలు వేస్తావు ఐశ్వర్యరాయలాగా. ప్రశ్నలు నేను వచ్చి నేను అడిగితేనే ఇవ్వాలి ప్రశ్నలు. నేను వస్తాను, నేను వస్తాను, 10 నిమిషాలు కూడా అవ్వలేదు. మరి అయిపోయిందా? ఎలా అయిపోదు 5 నిమిషాల్లో? నిన్న పెళ్ళైంది సార్, ఈవేళ పెళ్ళి అవ్వలేదు సార్ అంటారు. నిన్న పెళ్ళైంది, వచ్చిన 5 నిమిషాలు కూడా అవ్వలేదు. ఎలా అయిపోయింది? అయిపోయింది ఎలా అయిపోద్ది 5 నిమిషాల్లో? లేదు, అయిపోయింది. 10-15 వచ్చిన తర్వాత
అలా ముక్కలు వేరే పెడుతున్నాను, మనుషులు లేరు సార్.
అన్ని ఒక దగ్గర పెట్టాను, చూపించాను. 4 పెట్టాడు అతను, ఎవరు మన వంశీ. 4 ఒక దగ్గర పెట్టి దాన్ని పెట్టేయండి అన్నట్టు.
చూడండి ఇప్పుడు ఎన్నో అవుతుంది?
24 లాస్ట్.
అయిపోయిందా?
అయిపోయింది. ఇంకా 4 కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది.
ఇవన్నీ వేరే వేరే ఉన్నాయి సార్.
అవన్నీ ఒక దాంట్లో పెట్టాడు, చెప్తాను. ఇందులోనే బయోకెమిస్ట్రీ
ముందు మీరు చూసుకోవాలి సార్. యాక్చువల్లీ వాళ్ళు చెప్పడం కాదు. ఇది అవుతుంది, ఇది అవ్వాలి సార్. సార్
అందులో ఉంటే చూసేద్దాం. డెస్క్టాప్
లేవు, క్లబ్బింగ్ అన్ని ఓపెన్ చేసుకుని పంపాలి సార్.
ఇది అందులో అన్ని వరుసగా అన్ని కలిసి ఉన్నాయి.
14 ఉన్నాయి సార్.
ఎలా మరి మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ మీరు రావాలా?
ఇప్పుడు ఒకటి అయిపోయిందా సార్?
ఒకటైంది.
మొన్న ఫోన్ చేస్తున్నాను, క్లాస్ కలర్ చేయలేదంట. ఇంకా గంట పోయికి రా అని చెప్తాను. మీకు యాక్చువల్గా ఉంది క్లాస్ టీచర్ క్లాస్ అంటే చెప్తాను. ఇప్పుడు ఒకటి అయిపోయిందా సార్?
ఒకటైంది ఫస్ట్.
యాక్చువల్గా ఇది ఒకటే, ఇవి ఒకేలా ఉన్నాయి సార్.
అన్ని ఒకలా ఉంటాయి, కొంచెం కొంచెం కవర్ అవుతాయి.
మరి అదే ఎలాగా
1 2 3 4 4 అది
సార్. ఇప్పుడు B1 అయిపోయింది సార్.
మరొకటి దాని పక్కన
క్లోజ్ చేసేయండి సార్. B2 ఇది సార్. ఇప్పుడు
సి కాదు, B1 తర్వాత మళ్ళీ B1 ఉంటుంది. అది అది దాని తర్వాత మిగతా 2 వస్తాయి. ఎన్నో ఉండవు, 10 ఉంటాయి చూసుకోండి.
కాదు అక్కడ మీకు ఇబ్బంది కలుగుతుంది కూడా. చెప్పండి. లాస్ట్లో చెప్పండి సార్, మార్నింగ్ ఇవ్వండి సార్.
So we'll continue with B1 thiamine.
సెవెన్ సార్.
అలాగంటే అలా వెళ్ళిపోద్దా?
దీనికి వెళ్ళకండి, నేను ఆపరేషన్ ఏదో వెళ్తుంది
సార్. ఒకసారి అయిపోతుంది.
అంటే మీరు దానికి ఆహారం కావాలి సార్. నేను విటమిన్స్ చెప్తున్నాను.
So vitamins are divided into water soluble and fat soluble vitamins. Hemocryptical non-B complex vitamin is ascorbic acid, and B complex group are energy releasing, hemopoietic and others. In energy releasing we have thiamine B1 and riboflavin B2, niacin vitamin B3, biotin and pantothenic acid. And in hemopoietic vitamins folic acid and B12. And others are pyridoxine, pyridoxal, pyridoxamine. So thiamine-rich food sources, dietary sources. So structure of thiamine. So consists of a substituted pyrimidine ring connected to a substituted thiazole ring by means of methylene bridges. Active coenzyme form is thiamine pyrophosphate (TPP). Biochemical functions of thiamine pyrophosphate. It acts as a coenzyme for pyruvate dehydrogenase that converts pyruvate to stearin-CoA and carbon dioxide, and alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase that converts alpha-ketoglutarate to succinyl-CoA and carbon dioxide, and trans-ketolase in HMP pathway. And TPP plays a role in nerve transmission and synthesis of acetylcholine, and it helps in carbohydrate metabolism. So vitamin B1 helps the body to convert food into energy and aid the function of heart and cardiovascular system and the brain and nervous system. Recommended dietary allowance is 1.5. One to 1.5 milligrams per day is the recommended dietary allowance. Source is the aleurone layer of the cereals is the rich source of thiamine. Whole grain cereals, yeast, legumes, and oil seeds and nuts are the rich sources. So thiamine occurs in small quantities in many nutritious foods that people eat every day. Sunflower seeds, watermelon, pork, black beans, green peas, they are all exceptionally rich in thiamine. Thiamine-enriched foods like breads and cereals are also good sources. Vitamin B1 is found in fortified breads, cereals, fish, and lean meats and milk. So deficiency manifestations are beriberi, anorexia, dyspepsia, heaviness, and weakness. We have wet beriberi involves CVS, dry beriberi involves CNS, infantile beriberi for children only, cerebral beriberi or Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, polyneuritis. So deficiency of B1 is manifest like this. So biochemical parameters in deficiency, thiamine deficiency are blood thiamine deficiency. Erythrocyte transcutulase is decreased and treatment is thiamine supplementation. అదే మూడో పెట్టాలి వీళ్ళందరూ హోల్డింగ్ అని వస్తుంది అది వైటమిన్ సి
కలపలేదు సార్
కలపని చెప్పేసాడు శ్రీకృష్ణ వైటమిన్ సి చూడండి
లాస్ట్ లో చెప్పండి సార్ నచ్చినట్టు క్లాస్ కాదు క్లియర్ గా ఇవ్వండి.
అప్పుడు సురేష్ రోజు తిడుతున్నాడు ఒక్క నిమిషం అవునా కాదు చూద్దాం. వైటమిన్ సి అది కరెక్ట్. ఎన్నున్నాయో అవి దాన్ని బట్టి మీరు ఎప్పుడు రావో తెలిసిపోతుంది.
మనది సరిపోతుంది అప్లోడ్ చేసి ఈ మౌస్తో వెళ్ళిపోండి సార్.
So vitamin C is rich in citrus fruits, green peppers, strawberries, tomatoes, broccoli, and sweet and white potatoes. All are excellent food sources of vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid. So we go to history. In 1753, James Lind published a book named Treatise on Scurvy. In 1928, Silva isolated a substance with anti-scorbutic properties in lemon juice and named it as hexuronic acid. Just like carbohydrate structure, glucose structure, that's why it's named as hexuronic acid. Hexuronic acid. Haworth in 1933 elucidated its molecular structure and renamed it as ascorbic acid. So this is James Lind giving the citrus fruit extract to all the bedridden voyagers, and from then it was came into limelight. And this is the picture of the old ship on which James Lind and his voyagers worked. So in the long days of historical monument, the photo was taken of that ship. So with that ship and the voyagers and James Lind, the lime became very costly and important. So this is how the people are benefited by the natural observations. So vitamin C is water-soluble vitamin. The use of vitamin C in mega dose to cure everything from common cold to cancer was very much publicized. And chemically it's known as ascorbic acid. It's a hexose derivative and closely resembles monosaccharides in nature. That's why we sometimes ask you what is the carbohydrate that is essential, which we cannot synthesize in our human body. Vitamin C. It exists in two forms, L-ascorbic acid in reduced form, L-dehydroascorbic acid in oxidized form. Acidic property of vitamin C is due to enolic hydroxyl group. Vitamin C is strong reducing agent. So it undergoes oxidation to form dehydroascorbic acid, and it's a reversible reaction. Ascorbic acid and dehydroascorbic acids are biologically active, and D-ascorbic acid is biologically inactive. L only is active. Ascorbic acid is present in all tissues and plasma as reduced form. Oxidation of ascorbic acid is rapid in the presence of copper. So ascorbic acid vitamin C structure, reduced form and oxidized form. So gluconolactone will be converted into ascorbic acid, and it will be converted into dehydroascorbic acid. In primates, guinea pigs, Indian fruit bats, we don't have the enzyme. That's why we require vitamin C in its original form. So L-ascorbic acid, dehydro L-ascorbic acid, oxidized form. Diketo L-gulonic acid is another form, and ultimately it should be converted into oxalic acid. Vitamin C is heat labile. When we heat it just at 40 degrees, it will be lost. So in the process of cooking, 50% of vitamin passes into water. And that's why the animals which drink that water will be healthier than us. And 20% is oxidized. So biosynthesis, many of the animals can synthesize ascorbic acid from glucose via uronic acid pathway. Man, other primates, guinea pigs, and bats cannot synthesize ascorbic acid due to the deficiency of L-gulonolactone oxidase. Please remember this. It's readily absorbed from stomach and small intestine. Only small amounts of vitamin C are stored in body up to 1 gram. So it's present in tissues as ascorbic acid and dehydroascorbic acid, mainly found in retina, adrenal gland, pituitary, and thymus. So biochemical functions, most important, all of you should just get it into your brains. Collagen formation, bone formation, iron and hemoglobin metabolism, tryptophan metabolism, tyrosine metabolism, folic acid metabolism, peptide hormone synthesis, synthesis of corticosteroid hormone, sparing action of other vitamins, immunological function, preventive action on cataract, and preventive action on chronic diseases. These are all the 12 biomedical functions of vitamin C. Ascorbate 2-sulfate is urinary excretory form of ascorbic acid. Oxalate is another metabolite and excreted in the urine. So coenzyme forms ascorbic acid in reduced form, dehydroascorbic acid in oxidized form, and it's involved in reversible oxidation reduction reactions, interconversion of ascorbic acid to dehydroascorbic acid. And collagen formation is most important one. The largest amount of tissue that is present in our body is collagen. So collagen formation is facilitated by proline hydroxylase. Proline hydroxylase catalyzes the hydroxylation of proline and forms collagen. Ascorbic acid and ferric iron are cofactors for this conversion. And ascorbic acid is essential to keep the iron in ferrous form. And it's essential for maturation and cross-linking of collagen. So proline, in the presence of ascorbic acid in ferrous form, it will be converted, it will be acted upon by proline hydroxylase, and it will take up succinate to form ketoglutarate, and it is converted ultimately into hydroxyproline. So lysine hydroxylase. Lysine hydroxylase catalyzes the hydroxylation of lysyl residues present on collagen. Free lysine is not hydroxylated. Ascorbic acid and ferrous irons are cofactors. Ascorbic acid is essential to keep the iron in ferrous form. It is essential for maturation and cross-linkages of collagen. So lysine, again, ascorbic acid and iron in ferrous form, ultimately giving hydroxylysine. Hydroxylation occurs after peptide chain synthesis is over. That's called as post-translational modification. In vitamin C deficiency, collagen synthesis is defective and there will be delayed wound healing. So it is administered after surgery to enhance wound healing. Para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate hydroxylase is another one in tyrosine metabolism. So it catalyzes the formation of homogenesic acid from para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate. So this ascorbic acid is required for this reaction. So ascorbic acid and copper, para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate is the enzyme. It will give rise to homogenesic acid. And para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate hydroxylase is the enzyme. So dopamine beta hydroxylase, we call it. In catecholamine synthesis, dopamine beta oxidase catalyzes the formation of norepinephrine from dopamine. So this is essential for the synthesis of catecholamines. The adrenal medulla is rich in vitamin C. So dopamine hydroxidase in the presence of vitamin C will give norepinephrine. So ferrochelatase catalyzes the formation of heme from protoporphyrin 9. Vitamin C is necessary for the incorporation of ferrous iron into protoporphyrin 9 to form heme. Vitamin C keeps the iron in ferrous form. So in the biosynthesis of bile acids, cholesterol 7-alpha hydroxylase catalyzes the formation of 7-alpha hydroxycholesterol from cholesterol, and in this vitamin C is the cofactor. It's a rate limiting step in bile acid synthesis. So it's an NADPH dependent one. Cholesterol 7-alpha hydroxylase and ascorbic acid are most essential for the formation of 7-alpha hydroxycholesterol from cholesterol. So bone tissue possesses organic matrix, collagen, and inorganic calcium and phosphate. Vitamin C is required for bone formation. In tryptophan metabolism, ascorbic acid is necessary for the hydroxylation of tryptophan to 5-hydroxytryptophan. It's required for the formation of serotonin. In iron metabolism, ascorbic acid increases the iron absorption from the intestine. Ascorbic acid reduces ferric iron to ferrous state, and ferrous state is most commonly the absorbable form. Vitamin C needed for the formation of tetrahydrofolic acid, and in association with tetrahydrofolic acid, it's involved in maturation of RBC. Peptide hormone synthesis, hydroxylation of glycine is carried out by peptidyl glycine hydroxylase, and that is requiring vitamin C. In steroid biosynthesis, adrenal gland possessing high levels of ascorbic acid, and that's needed for the hydroxylation reactions in the synthesis of corticosteroid hormones. So it spares the other vitamins. Ascorbic acid is a strong antioxidant, so it spares vitamin A and E. It's difficult for a common man, poor man, to get vitamin A rich food and vitamin E rich food. That's why vitamin C can be available. Indian gooseberry. So ascorbic acid is a strong antioxidant. It spares vitamin A and E and some other B complex vitamins from unnecessary getting oxidized. And immunological function, vitamin C increases the synthesis of immunoglobulins and increases the phagocytic action of the leukocytes. So cataract, vitamin C is concentrated in the lens of eye. Regular intake of ascorbic acid reduces the risk of cataract formation. So antioxidant property, it's an antioxidant. It reduces the risk of cancers, coronary heart diseases. So richest source of vitamin C, fruits and vegetables like lemon, oranges, grapes, spinach, tomatoes. But milk is the poor source of vitamin. Exception is mother's milk. So when we heat and boil the milk, all the vitamin C is lost. But mother's milk is rich in vitamin C, provided the mother eats fruits, fresh fruits. And for men, it is 60 milligrams per day. For women, it is 60 milligrams per day. During pregnancy, 80 milligrams per day. During lactation, 100 milligrams per day. If we supply foods rich in vitamin C up to the extent of 100 milligrams per day, then only the mother can secrete milk, which is just sufficient for the baby to supply vitamin C. We have to remember this. Inadequate intake mainly caused by dietary deficiency only. Impaired absorption due to some intestinal disorders like diarrhea, ASPU, and celiac diseases. So increased demand of vitamin C is seen during pregnancy, lactation, surgery, and burns. So features, the deficiency of ascorbic acid results in scurvy. So infantile scurvy is known as Barlow's disease. In infants between 6 to 12 months of age, diet should be supplemented with vitamin C sources. Hemorrhagic tendency. In ascorbic acid deficiency, collagen is abnormal and intracellular cement substance is brittle. So capillaries are fragile, leading to the tendency to bleed even under minor pressure. గట్టిగా చేపట్టుకొని లాగితే చాలు అక్కడ రెడ్ hemorrhagic spots వచ్చేస్తాయి. So petechial hemorrhages are known as the hemorrhages that are due to the brittle nature of the micro blood vessels. Due to rupture of capillaries resulting from lack of intracellular substance, ecchymosis or hematoma in severe conditions will form. Internal bleeding in severe cases, hemorrhage may occur in the conjunctiva and retina. You can see this swelling of the gingiva, gingivitis, and further they will get loose and bleeding from the gingival surface or dental surface will come. So in severe cases of scurvy, the gums become painful, swollen, and spongy. The pulp is separated from the dentin, and finally teeth are lost. Wound healing may be delayed. In bones, the bones deficiency results in failure of osteoblasts to form the intracellular substance osteoid. Without the normal ground substance, the deposition of bone is arrested. The bones become weak and fractures easily. Hemorrhage into joint cavities is most common. Vitamin C and B complex are essential nutrients to bone density, to maintain the bone density and bone quality. Anemia, vitamin C deficiency is mostly leading to vitamin anemia. So it leads to megaloblastic anemia. Due to reduced erythropoiesis, megaloblastic anemia will result. And microcytic hypochromic anemia due to impaired iron absorption and impaired heme synthesis is also seen. Fatigue, depression, susceptibility to infections are associated with vitamin C deficiency. The beneficial effect of vitamin C is used in the treatment of tuberculosis. So the clinical dose is 500 milligrams per day. Vitamin C is recommended for treatment of ulcers, trauma, and burns, where the activity of repair system should be more. Excess vitamin C, if we take, the vitamin C excess is excreted and it's not accumulated in the body. More than 2000 milligrams per day will unnecessarily cause iron overload. So biochemical findings in scurvy: decreased plasma and platelet, leukocyte, ascorbic acid levels. So biochemical functions: collagen formation, bone formation, iron and hemoglobin metabolism, tryptophan metabolism, tyrosine metabolism, folic acid metabolism, peptide hormone synthesis, synthesis of corticosteroid hormones, sparing action of other vitamins, immunological function, preventive action on cataract, and preventive action on chronic diseases. ఇంకోటి పెట్టాలా ఈ 42 ఎన్నో వచ్చాయి అది అయిపోయింది అది లాస్ట్ ఇంకా ఎవరో వస్తున్నారు ఎంటర్
వస్తూనే ఉంటారు సార్ వస్తున్నారు వెళ్తున్నారు
అదే
పన్నుంది కదా మళ్ళీ సేమ్ మారుతుంది ఏమన్నా
అంటే కొంచెం అందరం మారుతాయి
ఓకే
14 114 ఎలా ఉన్నారా సో ఇక్కడ రావాలి So vitamin C is contained in citrus fruits, green peppers, strawberries, tomatoes, broccoli, and sweet and white potatoes. So తెల్లదుంపలు ఎర్రదుంపలు అంటాం. So అవన్నీ they are rich, excellent food sources of vitamin C, provided we eat it raw. If we just boil it and cook it so that it should become soft and easy to take, it will contain 0 vitamin C. Remember. So daily requirement is 60 to 75 milligrams per day. During pregnancy and lactation, remember, it should be 100 milligrams. Citrus fruits, green leafy vegetables, and germinated pulses. So in 1753, James Lind published a book named Treatise on Scurvy. And in 28, Zilva isolated a substance with antiscorbutic properties in lemon juice and named it as hexuronic acid. Haworth in 1933 elucidated its molecular structure and renamed it as ascorbic acid. So these are the sad state of affairs of the crew that used to work with him on the ship, on the board of the ship. So for those people, he started giving lime juice, and slowly they recovered magically. This is the ship. These are the people. So ascorbic acid, gluconolactone will be converted into ascorbic acid, and finally it will be converted into dehydroascorbic acid. So L-ascorbic acid in reduced form, dehydro L-ascorbic acid in oxidized form, diketo L-gulonic acid is its ultimate form, and finally it will be excreted as oxalic acid. So these are the biochemical functions: collagen formation, bone formation, iron and hemoglobin metabolism, tryptophan metabolism, tyrosine metabolism, folic acid metabolism, peptide hormone synthesis, and synthesis of corticosteroid hormone, sparing action of other vitamins, immunological function, prevention of cataract, and preventive action on chronic diseases. So the proline will be taking up alpha ketoglutarate, and the prolyl hydroxylase will work in the presence of ascorbic acid to finally give hydroxyproline. So deficiency manifestations are scurvy, impaired collagen synthesis that results in defective connective tissue. So that leads to capillary fragility, swollen and painful gums, poor wound healing, and anemia. So whenever we first observe the gingivitis, whenever we brush, a pain is felt in the gingiva, then we have to think that we are running into unnecessary problems. So capillary fragility, swollen and painful gums, poor wound healing, and anemia. So this is the picture, swelling of the gingiva, that redness, and a cut section through the tooth. నెక్స్ట్ రిపోర్ట్ పెట్టాలి. ఏం రాదనేది 4 ఉన్నాయి కదా, 4లో 3 పెట్టాడు, ఇంకోటి అయిపోయింది. 14 పెట్టాడు. వన్ 147 మంచి ఫోటో పెట్టింది. ఇది అయిపోయింది కదా, 100 చెప్తాను అయిపోయింది అంతే. ఇప్పుడు దీని తర్వాత 120 పెట్టాలి. 4 ఉంటాయి మన ఐకన్స్ డెస్క్టాప్ మీద, 4లో 3 అయిపోయి ఇంకోటి పెట్టాలి.
కట్ చేసి పెడతాను సార్, మరి ఇది పోద్దేమో అని.
అందువల్ల మాకు
మరి మీరు చెప్పింది ఎక్కడో వస్తుంది సార్, రాదు సార్.
ఫోన్ ఇది మనకు అనవసరం. ఎవరిదో 147 ఉన్నాయి ఫోటో పెట్టింది. అయిపోయింది. వైటమిన్ సి అయిపోయింది, వైటమిన్ సి అయిపోయింది, 2 వైటమిన్ సి అయిపోయాయి.
ఇది అయిపోయింది సార్,
అది అయిపోయింది. ఈ వైటమిన్ సి అవ్వలేదు, అయిపోయింది.
ఇది అవ్వాలి సార్,
అది అయిపోయింది.
ఇది అవ్వాలి.
దాని తర్వాత 14 అయిపోయింది. అయిపోయిందేమో. ఒకటి 42, ఒకటి 14. చూడు 42 అయిపోయిందేమో. 2 విటమిన్ సిలు ఉంటాయి, ఒకటి 42, ఒకటి 14. అది ఒకటి 42, ఒకటి 14. 2 అయిపోతాయి. చూడు 42 ఉన్నాయా? 42. సో అది అయిపోయింది, ఇది అయిపోయింది, 2 అయిపోయాయి అంతే. సార్ ఇంకేం పలక్కర్లేదు. ఇది నానబెట్టి చూడడం అంతే. టైం అంతే
అయిపోయింది సార్,
అయిపోయింది కదా, అది అయిపోతాం. Thank you. Very nice to meet all of you. Hope you all will be healthy, maintaining the home quarantine. So we should be locked inside the house, and we should happily eat all the rich foods containing vitamin C and B complex.
Okay. Oh.
కృష్ణ ఏం లేదు ఇప్పుడు మన మామూలుగా మన హాస్పిటల్లో ధరలు అవుతున్నాం ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ గా వెళ్తుంటావు కదా ఎక్స్రే ఎంత ఉన్నాం చెక్ ఎక్స్రే ఎక్స్రే పిఏ 250 250 ఇది ఈసీజీ 352 గారు ఆ PO2 అనే దానికి ఎంత చేస్తున్నారు నేను అడిగిందండి అదే ఆక్సిజన్ సాచురేషన్ అని చేతికి పెట్టి ఆ టెస్ట్ ఇక్కడ చేస్తున్నారు వీళ్ళు ఛార్జింగ్ దానికి ఏమైనా ఛార్జ్ చేస్తున్నారా ఏమా అవును దానికి ఛార్జ్ ఎవరు చేస్తున్నారా చేయట్లేదు అయితే 250 350 ఓకే సరే రైట్